This is a button on the Insta360 website, and I think it is the greatest call to action button I have ever seen. It's really clever. It has a short video that basically gives a quick look about the product without the visitor doing any action. And I was wondering if this button could be recreated on WordPress. I mean, technically it should be possible because WordPress, just like any platform, can run a custom HTML code. In fact, I asked ChatGPT to provide the code for me and it works, but this is not really WordPress. It is just a code that any website can run. So can we create this button with just native WordPress? The Gutenberg editor, which is the default page builder on WordPress, has only a few blocks and a rather limited number of optimization. While it does support a video to be used as a background, it only works for the cover block, and the block we're going to be using is the buttons block. So we need to figure out how to merge these completely different blocks and somehow construct a coherent feature. And let me tell you, a quick Google search shows that this has never been done before. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. To start, I need to select a video that I want to feature on the button. The trailer for the Apple Vision Pro seems to be a good fit. I resize the video to roughly the size of the button and then trim the video to just 5 seconds. This is roughly on par with the sample video that I downloaded from the Insta360 website. Okay, now I have the video that I want to use for the design in WordPress. At first, I thought this is going to be straightforward. Last year, WordPress added more functionalities to the cover block, and my plan was to use this block and overlap it with the button block. So I created the cover block and then inserted the video. Then I created the button block and applied some styles to make it look similar to the original. I'm going to start by changing the overlay color to black because I think it's definitely way better. I need to reduce the height of the cover block so it blends nicely with the button, but I encountered a problem. It doesn't want to go anywhere smaller than 84 pixels. So as far as I know, there is a hard limit imposed on the cover block. Let's remove the padding and see if we can get... Oh! Okay, so we can get to something that is exactly the size of the button. It happens to be 50 pixels. Yeah, the cover block is not as responsive as I thought. Basically, I need to remove the padding and reduce the size manually to really get the padding gone. This behavior has not been observed on other blocks. Regardless of that, I'm happy that the button and the cover block can work together now. But that wasn't the hardest challenge. While changing the cover block's height is kinda possible, changing the width is a bit tricky. You can change the height, but there is no slider to changing the width of this cover block. I think the only solution is by using the group block, and then we want to make the group block smaller, and then you can put this cover block on top of the group block. Now, if you know me, I'm so obsessed with keeping everything as simple as possible. I want to make this feature to work with just 2 blocks. So I spend more time trying to screen the width using whatever settings are available. So I'm still brainstorming how to make this area, this width area of the cover block to be fit to the size of the button. So I'm still thinking some ways that allows me to do something like that. Yeah, apparently it doesn't really matter. But alas, I eventually give up and just use a group block to reduce the width of the cover block. While it does allow me to add some padding to the cover block, which making the block slimmer, I still can't get it right within the size of the button. After some research, I found that there is no straightforward way to accurately change the width of the cover block. I tried creating another button using the columns block instead of the group block, just to make sure I didn't mess anything up. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. I still cannot change the cover width. But then I discovered something. Yeah, why it doesn't want to get smaller? Okay, I want to remove this first. This is kind of distracting. Or I could also just make it bigger and see if this is actually going to change anything. I don't think so. Wait, why it worked? Yeah, I said... Wait, why it worked? It doesn't work before. I'm pretty sure I tried this setting. I tried to remove the padding, but it doesn't work. But now it worked. As it turns out, after setting the button's width to 100%, I can finally truly drop the cover's width to 0%. Only then, the button block and the cover block can overlap perfectly, creating the illusion of a video as the button's background. But it's all very much convoluted, so I decided to recreate the button again in the right order. Okay, I want to try to create this button again, and I want to make sure that I get everything right. So the first thing you need to do is to create a button block, and let's set it to 100%. So the width of the button is going to be maximum. And then let's go to styles. I'm going to change the size to 1.2 rem, change the border radius to be maximum. And let's add some border, which is 2 pixel. Change the background transparency to maximum. So let's select white and let's do this. Now let's add a cover block. Let's select the image or the video that we want to use. And then let's change the overlay to black. And let's move this button to the cover block. Okay, now the button is on the cover block, but of course I don't need this paragraph, so I'm going to remove it. And then the next thing we need to do is to remove the padding of this cover block. So click on the cover block and let's remove the padding on the left, right, and also top and bottom. Let's reduce it to 50 pixel, which is the absolute minimum we are allowed to use. And let's set the radius to maximum again. Now the next thing we need to do is to add the group block. And I think I'm going to just move the cover block alongside with the button block to the group block. And now click on the group block. Let's click here, change the setting for the padding, just this left and right padding. I think 12 rem is the best setting for me. Now with the button set, I'm going to create a hero section to complement the button. I don't want to design everything from scratch, so I'm just importing the template available from the theme that I'm using. In case you are wondering of why your WordPress theme doesn't have something like that, then maybe it's time to switch to the glorious block theme or the full site editor theme. Anyway, with everything ready, here's the final result. Honestly, I'm happy with the result. With just 3 Gutenberg blocks, we can design a video button that looks wonderful. And you know what's the crazy part? Not even Elementor can do something like this. It just shows that the WordPress core is getting better and ready to tackle novel designs. And if you hate having too many plugins on your website, then check out this video to learn more about the secret technique to get rid of plugins without losing functionalities. And I'll see you in that video.